Louise was speaking to a group who had already concluded that each of them had certain patterns of thought and or behavior that were playing out in their lives, and realized that this isn't coincidental. And what she was trying to explain is, if I have a pattern where I'm just so optimistic, then most likely I'm producing all kinds of happy occurrences in my life, and that's not a coincidence. If I'm committed to what we'll say our teaching many years ago, they would ask me, am I a lifter or am I a leaner? And that was a perplexing question at the time. Am I a person that's lifting up people? Am I encouraging? Am I the person who's saying great and good? Or am I kind of like energetically a drag? Because if I'm a lifter, people probably like having me around because I'm an encouraging presence. If I'm a pain in the butt to everybody, then they won't be so thrilled to see me. So in that workshop, she was emphasizing that there's patterns of thought and behavior that people have in their being, and they don't even know that they're that. I have a couple friends, I don't know why, I guess, you love them anyway, but they're very, very negative. And, we did a talk recently on the high cost of the negatives. And I did think to myself last week at one point, God, I listen to this stuff a lot. And there's no fixing other people. That's one thing that I've learned the hard way. So these patterns of thought and behavior that we have within us are producing our lives, right? And she said it's not coincidental. So you only have to look to your life and see how it's going. And then if you don't like what you see, then rather than trying to change everybody, her instruction was pretty clear. It was to look within. And she said, life gives you back what you put into life. Okay, and I was thinking, well, that's a lot like a computer. It can only respond to what you program it with. You've heard years ago, people would say garbage in, garbage out. If you keep on thinking the positive stuff, then it's going to produce, positive. Louise next said, she said, you have been programming yourself most of your life. And I want to point out, this is neither good nor bad. It has nothing to do with good or bad or who's good or bad. It's just a simple fact. I have been programming myself all my life since I was probably 4 or 5 years old. I can remember vaguely. And then I remember early in kindergarten, I can remember that. And I can remember the first and second grade. I remember a lot of what was being told to me. That's programming. It isn't good or bad. It isn't that my parents did anything particularly bad. They passed on to me what they knew. I remember my mother late in her life, she said, if we knew what we knew now, we would have done it a lot differently. But whatever it is, that's it. We had programming.